This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store, Forged Irish Stout, freebets.com. Delighted to be joined with Richie Woodhall. We've just seen Ashley Lane be crowned the new British bantamweight champion. I suppose a Cinderella story for himself there. How special was that to call the fight and see that there? Any surprise for yourself?
It was a surprise because the way he started off, he was walking onto probably a few too many, and Chris Bourke I thought started pretty well. I think at the end of the second round, beginning of the third, then he started to get into it a little bit more. I'll give the first 2 rounds to Chris Bourke. I thought he was boxing quite comfortably, but I'll tell you what, Ashley Lane, he just would not be denied. And you could see him growing in confidence, and he caught him with a couple of good right hands. Then he followed up on it, and it wasn't pretty, but he had to box the way he did, close that gap down, make it messy, which he did, and sustain the pressure. So it was a fantastic turnaround. Fair play to him, and with what he's gone through in his life, that is an incredible story. So fair play, he deserved it.
I was going to say, it showed one of them Cinderella stories in boxing. It's nice to always see one of them once in a while.
Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it, what he's come from? I mean, I was listening to the interview afterwards, and he's been homeless a couple of times, and he's hit some real sort of dark days in his life, so he's come through that, and now he says that, he wants to inspire kids, and I'm sure kids from his hometown, Northampton, will be looking at that and be very inspired indeed, and that's the great story about boxers, isn't it? So yes, it is. He did really well tonight, and he's an inspiring guy.
That's just the overall roundup of the card. Impressive performances from Luke McCormack, Moses Itauma and Royston Barney-Smith, to name a few.
I thought the performance of the night was Royston Barney-Smith for me. I think his quality, he really is. If you watch the way he boxes, the way he goes about it, his adjustment of distance with his feet, the way he goes back and brings his opponent onto punches. Punch perfect tonight. His accuracy, his speed and his timing was spot on. So I think Ben Davidson's doing a good job. Obviously he's got another quality fighter in Luke McCormack, who I've worked with on GB, who's a good kid, he really is. Luke and Pat, I think they could go all the way, both of them. So overall it was good. And Moses Itauma, I mean, the quality of that kid, he's sensational. So yeah, it was another quality night on TNT Sports.
Absolutely. Just a sort of final couple of ones from myself. I did want to ask you about Anthony Joshua, mentioning there about his link up with Ben Davison now. With the form that he's in, and I suppose the recent fights, recent knockouts, what do you think is the next step for AJ? Is it wait for Fury Usyk, or is it keep busy, look at Hrgovic or something like that?
I think so. I think he's boxing well. Obviously, the last couple of performances, he's boxing really well. Obviously, he's working with Ben Davidson. I mean, the way he knocked out Ngannou was very, very impressive indeed. I think the fight that everyone still wants to see deep down is Tyson Fury versus AJ. But obviously, Tyson Fury's got a really difficult fight with Alexander Usyk, so that's to come very shortly. But Tyson looked in really good shape, so it's a close one to call. I'm actually going for Tyson. I think Tyson will be still a little bit too big for Alexander Usyk, so I can't wait for it. But I think the one that we all want to see is Fury and AJ, and AJ is improving with Ben Davison. Fair play to him. So why not? It's an exciting division.
I spoke to Spencer Oliver in the week, and he said to me, it's easy for people to get carried away with fights like that, but he was saying, listen, AJ Fury is now a 50-50. Is that him getting carried away, or is that people getting carried away with that opinion, or is there still some substance to AJ Fury being a 50-50 fight?
I think we'll have to judge that on Tyson Fury's next fight against Alexander Usyk, because that's going to be a difficult fight. It really is. He's going to have to be at his best. And then it probably is a 50-50 fight at this stage, but if Tyson can take it to another level with Usyk, then he probably starts a favourite, I think, against AJ. If he beats Usyk, then I think he probably starts a favourite.
Just a final one from myself. Did say reported tonight Deontay Wilder could be facing Zhilei Zhang next on June the 1st. Just your thoughts on that scrap?
I don't think one of them. I think one of them is going to be knocked out. To be honest, yeah, it's a great fight, isn't it? Zhang coming off a defeat, Wilder coming off a defeat. Wilder's still dangerous, and Zhang, we can see what he's capable. Either hand, what he did with Joe Joyce. So yeah, it'll be interesting, because they've both been beaten. But I think one of them is going to get knocked out myself.
Absolutely, Richie. Thank you for taking time to speak to me. Appreciate it, mate. Top man. Thank you.